Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich here with your outlook for January 11th, 2016. And for your Monday, we're starting breezy conditions around today. Not quite as windy as it was last evening. Of course, we had a system that cut to our west today, brought in some very, very warm air along with that heavy rain that fell. Once that moved out, we could clear out. But when that came through late in the evening, we really felt those winds. And we had some wind gusts that were 40, 50 miles per hour in some cases. Some pretty strong winds that came through, rushing that cold air behind it. So we do have a lot colder conditions expected today. Had some highs in the 60s, or in our, especially our southeastern locations yesterday. Got above 60 in Philadelphia, but we will be 30 degrees in some cases, 30 degrees colder in the air temperature today than it was yesterday, and some wind chills that will be 40 to 45 degrees colder than what we saw yesterday. So some very breezy conditions again today, but I think the winds are capped at about 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts today. We're not talking about 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts that we saw with the front last evening. So that is some good news, and this will favor earlier in the day with the winds, and then we will die down, especially overnight. We'll be pretty calm overnight. Our next system is going to be a clipper system that's going to move through the area here on Tuesday. This clipper is going to have an area, a cold front with it that's going to actually bring us our chance for snow showers and potential for some snow squalls in some areas, some heavier squalls that could do a little bit than just white ground. We might have 1 inch across most areas, but some of the mesoscale models are actually showing slightly more than 1 inch here. Now, and I know this doesn't sound like a lot, and I don't want to make this into a big deal because it's really not. But when it's coming in during rush hour, and you get a heavier squall moving through, that could be a big deal, because a heavier squall is one of those deals where it snows almost as hard as it can for about 15 minutes, and then it moves out. But during that time, you have very low visibility of the road real quick, and you can get some, it leads to some accidents because it just suddenly covers the roads, and you can run into some problems here with the snow squall. So we will keep an eye on that today. But when you're talking in relation to what we've had so far this year, which is 0, even if you get ½ inch, it's still measurable snow, and it's more than you can say about this entire winter, which is pretty sad. But we have this. This is going to have the cold front associated with the low pressure. Low pressure moving to our north, so the best forcing is up here. But we have the cold front moving down here, and this is what we're going to get, with the snow showers moving across our area from west to east. Mountains will eat up a lot of this, so it favors our western areas, but the ones that surround the mountains will start getting into the mesoscale dynamics with the snow squalls on Tuesday evening, it looks like. So Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening is what we're looking at for these snow squalls to move through, and snow showers, and then that moves off. Let me get to the next frame here. That will move off the shore here, and it will redevelop here far enough away from an area we're not dealing with any wraparound precipitation or any enhancement. So whatever comes through in the squalls, that's it. Up here in Maine, they'll get some, Vermont, Maine, they'll get some extra snow here with that coastal redevelopment. So this will move away. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. The lake effect machine is going to be going here for the next couple days across the favored areas in northwest PA and also western New York. So we're not going to get into that here, I don't think. We're not going to have to deal with that in our area. I wouldn't be surprised if a few flurries did make it into our north and west zones here throughout those next couple days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, the interesting thing comes in here Friday night and Saturday here. And here's the next system that we got to watch here. There's one system that's going to be cutting to our west here. This is the main piece of energy. Another piece of energy down here off the Carolinas. What we think is going to happen, we've been talking about the blocking. If you watch the Weather Weeklies, there's a lot of blocking in place here. So what this ends up doing is sets up a roadblock where any the low pressure that's moving to our west cannot go through the block. So it's forced to redevelop into a secondary. And since there's already one here, like the European model shows and some of the ensemble show, we do think another secondary low is going to form out here. We don't think it's going to do what the GFS shows, where it's going up here and bringing rain. Although there is a possibility, it's a very low possibility. I still think this redevelops because it's running into a very strong block here. So again, you can't run through a block. It's not possible. It's not physically possible. The only way this happens is if the block is not as strong as modeled, and in that case it will trek further north, and that redevelopment will occur farther north and will give us rain. So we'll have to watch this during the week here. Again, we're favoring a wintry solution with this right now as it stands, and we are going to have a situation where we're going to have not a ton of snow here, but we could have a significant snowfall if everything works out just right. And of course, that would be Friday into Saturday. So Saturday would be the day that we have the snow here. But very interesting solutions here. This is something that's showing up on the ensemble members too. We look at the ensembles here. They're all pretty much agreeing here. You're going to have one primary going in here, and they're forcing the redevelopment to a coastal low out here. You see where the mean is right here. Right in an ideal position to bring in some cold air from the north here and keep this a snow event, at least for our central and northern areas. Areas southeast of I-95 might not be as lucky, so we'll have to watch this here very closely to see where the rain-snow line sets up. But we could be dealing with some wintry precipitation, even in the areas around Philadelphia, even if it does not. If this is primarily a rain event, I do think it changes to snow in this setup here. So you will get some snow out of it, but not as much as areas further north, like around along I-78 and points north here. So again, a lot of disagreeing with the model guidance with this. So we're going to follow this over the next couple of days and see where this goes. Right now, we're trending in the direction of a colder solution here along the coast here for the models that we think matter. So I wouldn't say the GFS really matters right now, just because it's been all over the place right now, between going back and forth between a system cutting the lakes to an out to sea solution to a big blizzard to you name it. It's every single run is something different. So we're just trying to consistency right now. This doesn't mean this is necessarily going to be correct, but this idea makes sense right now given the pattern. So we'll keep an eye on this and update this as we see fit, because it's going to iron itself out in the next couple of days when the energy comes on shore. It looks like Tuesday we'll get a better handle on this, what's going on. That doesn't mean it's going to be in time for this video, but tomorrow. But we could have it by Tuesday night, Wednesday, we should get a better handle on the system. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for January 11th, 2016. Have a great Monday.